Hi, my name is Vena. I'm originally from Rare, but I live in Nandi. I love listening to Today FM. Today FM rocks.
Bula, I'm John from Kornabuan, Tafua. I love listening to Today FM. It rocks.
Bula, I'm Teopola.
Bula, I'm Agnesi.
We love listening to Today FM because it rocks in Ba.
Bula, my name is Tisal. I've been listening to Today FM.
Today's hit music on Today FM.
Tonight, Fiji's hope shatters after embarrassing loss to England. LTA staff told to shape up and act professionally. And youths join Commonwealth Day celebrations.
From the studios of FBC Suba, Amrita Sagar.
Well, the hope of winning a title was again dashed for the Fiji Sevens side after a humiliating 47 loss to England this morning. It has been tagged as one of the biggest defeats in recent times for the twice World Series champions. Vashnil Prasad reports.
Come into this.
6 tournaments, 0 wins. That's where the Fiji Sevens team stands right now. But more questions are expected to rise after Fiji's devastating performance against England in the semi-final of the Vancouver tournament. England gained possession from kickoff and dominated the game in the first half. This was Fiji's last feel of the ball before England ruled the game, winning 3 kickoffs and possessions. They ran in 3 unanswered tries to lead 19-0 at the break.
Anna dances around a couple more now, switches. Norton seeing more points. Guess who it is? Look who it is.
We would have only hoped for a better start in the second half, but it turned the other way around.
Picks it up and scoots away. Everyone stopped dead, and Dan said...
The Fijian defense were once again shattered and our strong forwards were thrown away in the tackle. Down 26-0, even the rugby commentators had hopes that Fiji will bounce back.
Fiji need to score a converted try a minute.
But it got worse and England scored 2 more tries.
Mitchell delivered a dazzle. Build is great, England. England, a 10 out of 10 performance against Fiji.
Fijian captain Osea Kolinisau got a consolation try, but that was not enough.
Had some...
This could be a great win for England coach Simon Aimo, who says they read the Fijians well.
You've got to control possession. We did that very well because they're so dangerous. But incredibly proud of the boys. Great effort.
Our national team were thumped 40 points to 7, a loss that could be a wake-up alarm for many. Vashnil Prasad, FBC Sports.
The staff of the Land Transport Authority frequently come under fire for their attitude towards customers. With changes now being made to the operational aspect of the institution, LTA officials have been asked to shape up and act like professionals. Pranita Prakash reports.
Drivers have often complained about the behavior of LTA staff, and this was also highlighted during a meeting between Transport Minister Praveen Bala and LTA Board Chair Vijay Maharaj.
We are taking steps to make sure that those things are not repeated, because we are sitting as a board members, we only meet once a month, and unless these things are brought to us, we are unable to do it. But as soon as these kind of complaints are brought to us, we do investigate and we actually do some counseling to the officers who are actually on the road.
Maharaj has assured that steps are being taken to ensure that professionalism is maintained at all times.
We have actually asked the management to undertake proper training and tell these people how to behave on the road, how to approach the people on the road so that this kind of, so the attitude changes, and there's and a much better relationship between the people who are stopped on the road and the LTA officers.
The public once again voiced their frustrations.
I think so, because some of them have very bad attitude, and I think they have to change some of their behaviors.
Of course, we all agree that they're doing a good job, but sometimes they're really rude, especially to the general public. The way they approach a book car, sometimes, especially when we are on the road and they stop us, the way they talk to us is really unprofessional.
A number of staff at the Land Transport Authority are under investigation as relevant authorities have found a lot of anomalies in its operations. There are allegations of corruption against many senior staff. While some have been charged and produced in court, others are still being investigated. Pranita Prakash, FBC News.
Parliamentary Speaker Dr. Chico Luveni says Parliament will focus on youth involvement in nation building this year. Speaking at today's Commonwealth Day celebration, She said young people make up more than half the Commonwealth's population. Senia Nimboila reports.
Conflicts, all searching for one.
Parliament, in collaboration with the Commonwealth Parliamentary Association, organised 10 schools who wish to share their thoughts in an oratory contest on Parliament's role in peace building.
Competing with others, keep expanding your knowledge and develop your skills, your behavior, your abilities and values that are characteristics of high achievers.
I define peace as a state of living in a truthful, dependable community that values safety, membership and a brightness for all members.
Parliamentarians today, ladies and gentlemen, have shown a growing understanding of the role they can play and the constructive contribution they can make in reducing poverty and preventing conflict.
British High Commissioner to Fiji Melanie Hopkins says students' contributions to the Commonwealth Day celebration clearly portrayed that Parliament is a forum inclusive of all communities and ethnic groups.
We've seen some fantastic young speakers from Fiji talk about the role that Parliament can play in that. Parliament is a very important part of our Commonwealth relationship. They've talked about the importance of Commonwealth as a forum for venting disagreements, preventing conflict.
With youths making up 60% of the Commonwealth population, Hopkins says Fiji has set a firm platform for youths to actively participate in all Commonwealth engagements in the future. Sainia Nimboila, FBC News.
The Fisheries Ministry is expected to launch a campaign later this week that will limit the size of fish that can be caught and consumed. The Set Size campaign is aimed at encouraging people to avoid catching, selling, buying or consuming undersized fish. Fisheries Minister Semi Korela-Visau says fishermen have to go further out to sea every year to catch enough fish to feed their families and earn an income. The campaign will be aimed at reversing these trends to be a lifeline to fishing businesses and to help sustain fish resources. Well, still ahead, successful fundraising for Kumar Brothers. And Holi celebrated across the country.
हम लोगों में रहते हैं और मिर्ची एफएम सबसे बेस्ट स्टेशन है।
हमारा नाम मेसी है, हम गोल्ड टाउन तापुआ में रहता है और मिर्ची इज हॉट इन तापुआ।
Hi, we Bagels. We love Mirchi FM because it's hot.
निवेश तमरोबा में रहता हूँ, सुनता है यहाँ मिर्ची एफएम is very hot.
Mirchi FM, it's hot.
The Provide Young Generation movement in every society, or Pygmies Group, have today made it possible for a young man to travel to India for treatment. The group launched a fundraiser last month and managed to collect over $4,000 to help a family in Lautoka who suffer from muscular dystrophy. Alan Stoltz reports.
This was the scene last month when the group rallied together and walked more than 200 kilometers over 4 days to finance Praveen Kumar's trip to India to consult a doctor.
We collected $4,085, so that was easy for me for my treatment. So that's why because of that now I'm going tomorrow for my treatment to India.
Praveen, Rajnil and Arvind Kumar suffer from the same disease, and Praveen says he's optimistic about his trip.
I just want to be in reality. I want to go there and then see the doctor's advice. So they are the specialists. They will tell me what to do. So I'll go with them. It's not that I don't want to expect first and then be disappointed.
Pygmies Group leader Choseteki Lambalamba says his team faced many challenges but are thankful for the support they received along the way.
Some people didn't want to believe us in the beginning. They look at us and judge us by how we dress and think that we will keep the money, but we have proved them wrong.
Lambalamba says this isn't the first project that they've embarked on to help those less fortunate in the community, and he says this certainly won't be the last. Ellen Stalls, FBC News.
A 40-year-old final law student has pleaded guilty to one count of unauthorized modification of data and has been sentenced to 14 months imprisonment. 4 years ago, Poe Dalitui Mua was employed as a temporary clerical officer at the Registrar of Birth, Death and Marriages. He accessed the BDM system and created a new birth registration number for 58-year-old Hari Krishna, including falsifying his year of birth as 1961. The hearing date for the other person involved in the case, Hari Krishna, has been set for mid-September. The Hindu Spring Festival Holi was celebrated across the country today. Hindus believe this festival is about more than colors. It involves the victory of good over evil and is also about love and repairing broken relationships. Anna Ravulo tells us more.
Despite many celebrating Holi over the weekend, today is the official day for the festival, and to many Hindus it's about a good harvest for the year.
Our children learn a lot from this kind of celebration and follow the right track in life.
Amongst those who celebrated the festival was the Indian Association at the University of the South Pacific.
There's a lot which has been planned for today: dancing, singing and playing of colors. It is basically a platform where we express our love for each other to renew our friendship.
Holi celebration starts on the night before Holi with a Holika bonfire, where people gather, perform religious rituals and pray that the eternal evil be destroyed. The next morning is celebrated as Holi, where participants play, chase and color each other with dry powder and colored water. Anna Ravulo, FBC News.
In a bid to adapt to increasingly evident changing climatic conditions, the Ministry of Forestry has undertaken training in biodiversity conservation. Participants range from forest technicians and operators to resource owners. Minister Osena Ngamu says the training program is designed to enhance the management of protected areas in light of the impact of climate change and to ensure sustainable practices.
Villages that once enjoyed the scenic and aesthetic environmental conditions living by the sea are now threatened by the rising sea levels and are faced to relocate to higher ground.
Patron of Read to Lead Fiji, Mary Beni Marama, today presented an everyday book box set to Dilkusha Girls School in Nosori. The project is committed to placing 250 new books in more than 700 schools in the country. This was made possible through funding from Fiji Water, the Australian Government Aid Program and the Ministry of Education. Phase 2 of the project saw 240 schools have received more than 60,000 books, with now the third phase having book resources being delivered 136 schools. And later on in sports with Jamie, we look at some actions from Vancouver, but Rachel is next up with business, and I hear SBSC recorded a boost in trading.
Yes, I'm Rita. Coming up in business, 60 transactions occurred on the market. And in growing Fiji, a new garment factory for Navua. Stay with us.
I'm Prabhu from Nekota and I love listening to Today FM.
My name is Stanley Gudler. I'm from Australia, but I'm part Fijian from Watraki, and I love listening to Today FM Rocks.
For the best music and less talk, we tune in to Today FM in Nasalai Village. Today FM Rocks.
My name is Inai Ali and I'm from Ba, and I love the big breakfast on Today FM. I just love it and hope you love it too.
My name is Jay from La Paz. I love listening to Today FM. Today FM Rocks.
My name is Naushin and I'm from Sambeto, and I love Today FM. Today FM Rocks.
Today's hit music on Today FM.
In business tonight, the South Pacific Stock Exchange has seen a boost in trading for February compared to the previous month. Manager Operations Pritesh Prasad says a total of 60 transactions occurred last month. Kelly Vadala tells us more.
Amalgamated Telecom Holdings Limited, Vision Investment Limited and Fijian Holdings Limited topped the trading list.
In terms of overall trading for the month of February, if we compare it to the January trading statistics, February was a pretty active month. We have seen growth in number of trades. So in comparison to around 42 transactions seen in January, we saw around 60 trades.
New players on the market, Freebird Institute, has also performed reasonably well.
By the end of February, it actually rose. The share price rose to $2.15, starting at $2 on the initial day of listing. So initially when Freebet listed, it had added 4 million to our market capitalization. By the end of February, it had increased to 4.3 million.
The exchange is currently working towards revamping its awareness drive to boost its portfolio. Kelly Badala, FBC News.
Home Finance Company Limited and Telecom Fiji Limited today signed a biller agreement. This will allow HFC bankers to pay their telecom bills directly with just a press of a button from their mobile phones. HFC Acting Chief Executive Raj Sharma says this will be very convenient for TFL customers.
People not waiting in long queues. They don't have to go to the utility acceptance outlets. Just from your mobile phone, you will be able to pay these bills, and this is the modern way to enhance and reach our banking platform.
It's important, undoubtedly, to collaborate the mainstream businesses like banking and telecom.
And now with a wrap on last week's trade on the stock market action, here's Savanatha from HFC Bank.
Vinaka Rachel. On the local stock market, ATH shares rose to a near all-time high price of $1.31 this week, posting a gain of 1.55%. Vision Investment Limited rose by 1.96% to close the week at $2.08. Meanwhile, Fijian Holdings Limited shares closed the week at $4.18 after witnessing an increase of 1.21%. In terms of trading statistics, 21,523 shares were traded this week in 15 transactions accumulating to $45,260. Vision Investments Limited was the most active stock, seeing the highest number of trades, volume traded and value traded. On the back of a positive share price gains recorded by listed shares, the overall market value rose by 0.98% and concluded the week at a maximum value of $1.35 billion. That's a wrap from our local stock market. Back to you, Rachel.
Thanks, Savanatha. On to today's exchange rates. The Chinese yuan and the American dollar both weakened against the Fijian dollar to close at 3.24 and 46 cents respectively, while the Australian and New Zealand dollar strengthened over the weekend to close at 61 and 67 cents. Meanwhile, the PNG Kina fell slightly to close at 130. On to the commodities market. Oil closed at $48.96 a barrel, which is a drop since Friday. Gold followed suit to close at $1,202, and silver rose to close at $17.03 an ounce. In growing Fiji tonight, more investors are willing to spend their money in Navua as it is expected to be declared a town this year. Pranita Prakash reports on their plans to build a garment factory. Nearly 80% of Navua's population travel to Suva for work daily. Investor Ashok Prasad, who is currently building a $5 million complex, says he will shift his focus on constructing a garment factory once this project is complete.
Navua needs a garment factory because you see Suva has been overcrowded. What my idea is to stay back in Navua and to work over there. We want people to stay back in Navua, have the job there, and then use the money in Navua to grow.
This will definitely increase the town's economic activity.
It will give an increased opportunity for the people of Navua.
More than $1 million will be invested in the new garment factory, creating jobs for more than 150 individuals. Pranita Prakash, FBC News. And that's it from business. Now with the very latest on sports, here's Jamie.
Thank you, Rachel, and good evening. Coming up, more from the Vancouver Sevens. And Rio will go down to Marist FC in its opening match of the OFC Champions League. This and more after the break.
Warong na Radio Fijiwan.
Bulan na rango pina may korabiri nandi. Auto talitaka na warongo na Radio Fijiwan na programo ni mas masu na mataklailai.
Oya ochone kurinambila mai bunangoro na makete hinga toka kwe bido talitakini na warongo na Radio Fijiwan gene na domoi viti.
Na Radio Fijiwan na domoi viti na vonga ni BNN.
After its semi-final loss to England, Fiji went on to beat USA 28 points to 24 to win the bronze playoff at the Vancouver Sevens. Coach Gareth Baber was pleased with how the team bounced back from its semi-final exit and says their focus now shifts to Happy Valley. Vasnil Prasad reports.
The United States. Fiji needed to come strong in the bronze final after an embarrassing loss against England in the Cup semi-final earlier in the day. Coach Gareth Baber didn't shy away from accepting the 47 defeat.
A lesson by England in fairness in our semi-final, and we got our just desserts, but I thought there we were excellent, we responded. You get the chance to do it in Sevens rugby, and we did exactly. I'm proud of the character that the players showed. They did it for all their families back home.
Our national team started the game strongly against USA with Waisia Nadungu getting the first try.
Santi Gomez, Cora talking about it in the break.
Perry Baker pulled one back before Samisoni Viriviri scored Fiji's second try.
Line is Samisoni, very. And he'll go under the post for Fiji's second.
Baker scored his 100th try minutes before the halftime as Fiji led 14-12 at the break.
And he hurls the ball towards the roof.
Fiji's Vatemo Ravovo got the ball rolling in the second spell with this try.
They're through once again and they're over once again. It's Vatimo.
Setareki Bituniata extended the lead as Fiji beat USA 28-14.
Setareki Bituniata.
After a third finish in Vancouver, Baber's focus now turns to defending the Hong Kong title next month.
Oh, they love Hong Kong, and obviously that will give us a boost moving into that as well. It's like a home ground for Fiji, so we're looking forward to going there and obviously hope to go a couple better to make sure that we can get that prize again.
Fiji returns home on Wednesday. Vashnil Prasad, FBC Sports.
Meanwhile, England won its second title on the Sevens World Series after beating South Africa 19 points to 7 in the Vancouver final. Both teams are locked 7-all at the breather before Dan Bibby and Dan Norton scored 2 unanswered tries in the second half to seal the win.
Two they go to Blitzbokkers. Options both left and right. Is this the first try? Yes, it is. A wide pass. They'll get it out to the Carpentier. Now just Beckman a bit. The Carpentier goes straight ahead. Nothouse gets up and scores. Bibby, who started it by bringing it back. The kick and chase. Bibby's fast. Bibby's too fast for the South Africans. They got numbers. They have to score. The Carpentier gets it out to Norton. Norton is on top of the world.
Fiji has slipped to third position on the Sevens World Series points table after finishing third at the Vancouver tournament in Canada. Fiji has 100 points after 6 tournaments. England has moved to second place with 103 points after claiming its second title today. Meanwhile, South Africa maintains its firm lead with 126 points after reaching its 6th final of the season and winning 4 tournaments so far. You can expect some changes to the Telecom Fiji Warriors squad that will take on Japan in the Pacific Rugby Challenge tomorrow. Injuries to fullback Apisalome Wangatambu and Mesaki Ndongei in the opening match against Tonga last Saturday has forced Coach Senirusi Siruvakula to make adjustments to his squad. Meli Tabanga reports.
Coach Senirusi Siruvakula says this is going to give us standby a chance to prove himself.
Some injury from fullback Wangatambu, groin, so giving him a rest. Mesaki Ndongei is out for the tournament, so we're bringing in Moses Ndudivaki, who's a standby prop.
Siruvakula says they know what to expect in their meet with Japan tomorrow.
Now we are fully focused on Japan, and Japan, they've shown their first game, they're a very strong team, well structured, and we just have to be prepared going into tomorrow's game.
Captain Moses Evoka says they're looking at their weaknesses in their game against Tonga last week.
Yes, the last week I think we penalized a lot on the racks, but the boys have been work on that and trying to improve on our games against Japan tomorrow.
Fiji will take on Japan at 5:30 p.m. tomorrow at ANZ Stadium. Melitavanga, FBC Sports.
The Rio football side lost its first match in the OFC Champions League, going down to Marist FC 4-2. Marist FC got its first goal 3 minutes into the first half through a free kick. Marcelo Jr. got the equalizer in the 44th minute as both teams rested 1-1 at the halftime break. Rio were cut down to 9 men after Diego Maximo and Benjamin Drovo were shown red cards. Marist scored 2 more goals before Armani McCoy pulled one back for Rio from this free kick. Rio plays AS Stefana at 7 p.m. on Wednesday.
We thought we had a grip back into the game. Again,
there were some tight bodies towards the end, and we just lost it. We just lost the plot towards the end.
That's it from Sports Up Ahead, weather with Angie, and in the world of the weird and the wonderful, a new gadget that translates between different languages for its users in real time. Find out more after the break.
I'm Andrea Sorbakroa of Neabu Wenebuga Telebu. Whenever I want to tune in to listen to great music, I always tune in to my favorite radio station, Gold FM, only the classic.
My name is Lita. We love listening to Gold FM here at the Fiji Hideaway Resort and Spa. Gold FM, only the classic hits.
We here at Kano Waterfront Lautoka love listening to Gold FM, only the classic hits.
Gold FM, only the classic hits.
Do you want to get your hands on a phone fit for royalty? If you have enough cash, you could buy yourself a smartphone decorated with diamonds. Is this the world's most extravagant phone? Let's find out. From diamonds to perhaps rain, here's Angie with the weather.
Hello there and welcome to the Weather World. It's Monday, a brand new week and a fresh one to start something new. And speaking of Monday, it was all bright in most parts of the country because the sun finally shone again. And this week is expected to be a lot nicer than the last few. Now let's see what it was like in the west. Oh boy, most centers were scorching at 34 degrees and you can expect a warm night as well. Eastwards from Peck Harbour to Suva, it was a lovely day. The skies were all clear as the clouds gave way to sunshine. And if you're up in Vanuatu, well, it was partly sunny with humidity taking charge. Of course, as Lambasa was all hot at 33 degrees, while Sabu Sabu had light showers but still heated up to 30. Tomorrow, some light early morning showers are indicated in the eastern and northern parts, but apart from that, it's all clear. Tomorrow's temps, the western side of Fiji is looking hot with highs of 30. Looking further on to the hump day, which is Wednesday, the day looks all good and clear for the day bit, but as we progress to the evening, we will have some rain, but not that intense. And at sea, easterly winds 15 to 20 knots with moderate to rough seas. And if we have fishing plans, then the next low tide tomorrow morning is at 1:34 with a high tide at 7:46. And that, Amrita, wraps up FBC weather for tonight.
Thank you, Angie. And on Fijian Pulse today, we ask, what do you think of Fiji's performance against England today?
I think we chose the wrong team and we missed a lot of chances.
They have to choose new players.
I was kind of disappointed because obviously there was no game plan as seen while they were playing.
I'm not quite happy about Fiji's performance. I think they should improve more on their defense.
In the world of the weird and the wonderful, a smart earpiece is reportedly the world's first gadget that can translate between two users speaking different languages in real time. The creators, Waverly Labs, say it's intended for the traveler, international professional, and a digital nomad.
Walk me through what's happening here.
You do need to pair the earbuds to the phone. Once you turn the microphone on, that you stay on, and you can put the phone in your pocket and just speak, and the earbuds will pick up what you're saying.
And what is the connection?
There's a lot of different signals being used: Wi-Fi, data, 3G, LTE, Bluetooth, of course.
Cuando eras joven, ¿cuál era tu serie de televisión favorita?
When I was young, what is your favorite TV series?
I said, when you were young, ¿estás casado?
You are married.
So I said, are you married? So is this simultaneous translation or consecutive translation?
Yeah, so the first version is actually waiting until you're done speaking before it translates. Again, the whole idea of the earpieces, the earbuds, is to kind of create a more natural experience. I put the phone in my pocket and we're just talking to each other.
When we speak, so much of what we do really isn't that organized. So how does your technology account for those very natural human language skills or lack thereof?
Even for myself, I talk fast and I mumble sometimes. We use filler words like whatever. The translation systems are getting pretty advanced to where it starts using machine learning tactics. It can pick up what's happening and filter that stuff out.
When do you think this will be on the market?
Within the next 6 to 8 weeks, go into beta testing, start shipping this summer.
Now recapping the main stories, Fiji's hopes shattered after embarrassing loss to England. LTA staff told to shape up and act professionally. And youths join Commonwealth Day celebrations. For these stories and others, you can tune in daily to our sister radio station Gold FM. To our poll question, and first the results from last week. We asked, will the new malls opening up create more competition? 75% said yes. Now this week we are asking, do you understand your tax obligations? Visit our FBC website to answer. Before we go, tonight's shot of the day came from Daniel Veitata. Time lapse of Damodar City Complex in Suva, a busy Friday night indeed. Do send us newsworthy pictures and videos on email fbcnews@fbc.com.fj or share it with us via our Facebook page FBC News. And if you're on Twitter, you can also follow and tweet us your news tips at FBC News or simply #FBC News. Until next time, good night.
कमल रोशनी है, हम लोगों में रहते हैं और मिर्ची FM सबसे बेस्ट स्टेशन है।
हमारा नाम मेसी है, हम गोल्ड टाउन तापुआ में रहता है और मिर्ची इज हॉट इन तापुआ।
Hi, we Bagels. We love Mirchi FM because it's hot.
निवेश तवरा में रहता है, सुनता है यहाँ मिर्ची FM is very hot.
Mirchi FM, it's hot.